Hey, everybody. It's Jade. Happy Skol Sunday and just a Sunday fun day. Hope you're enjoying it all around. Thank you so much for swinging on through. I'm happy to have you. And Purple people, Vikings fans, we got to wait another day. Another day. It feels like forever since the Vikings have played, but they will be playing, or at least that's the plan right now. I haven't heard any news otherwise, at least since I started filming this. But the plan is the Vikings will be squaring off versus the Bears tomorrow night, that being Monday. Kickoff is slated to start at 7:15 Central Time. So that should be interesting, shouldn't it? But I'm planning on live streaming that one, so scroll on through. If you're around, I'll be there. I'm going to try to pop on a little bit early because we got a double feature tomorrow because the Browns-Raiders game got moved from Saturday to Monday because of all the people on the vid list, even my dude Case Keenum. This is supposed to be the Case Keenum Renaissance, damn it, and it's been put on pause, but anyway, regardless, so I might try to pop on a little early for that, but I will definitely, that's the plan here, sticking to the plan. I'll be streaming the Vikings-Bears game tomorrow, so scroll on through. Please join me. And before we get into the pregame for the Purple, we've got some other drama to deal with for the Minnesota Vikings. I'm sure all of you are well aware by now, because it's been a day. So news travels quickly. It really does, actually. So, and for those of you that haven't heard, here you go. Bashaud Breeland. He is a former Minnesota Vikings now. Minnesota Vikings. He's a former Minnesota Vikings now. He's a former Viking because he got shown the door yesterday, that being Saturday, after some sort of altercation on the field at practice. So I'm gonna pull up trusty Twitter here, and too, just with Twitter in general, like this season, Bashaud Breeland, he's a tweeter. He's a tweeter. He'll be on there. I've mentioned that before, and now we'll just pull up some stuff here just to take a little peek at it. Again, I think this is probably, for the majority of you, old news at this point, but so Bashaud Breeland, 21 hours ago, via his Twitter, "This is your last night in Minnesota." Quote. I'm imagining that is probably what they told him, because what happened was, I think Tom Pelissero, too, was the one that originally maybe broke this. And then Ian Rappaport, of course, was also involved here. So 22 hours ago, and if you do the math, 22 hours ago, Tom Pelissero puts this out, and then an hour later, Bashaud Breeland's already on Twitter talking about it. So, but not surprising, he's on there. He'll be on there. So the Vikings waive starting cornerback Bashaud Breeland after he got into a verbal altercation today at practice with coaches. Took off his cleats. Who throws a shoe? I mean, it doesn't say anything about a shoe throwing, but who throws a shoe, honestly? Took off his cleats and got into it with multiple teammates who were trying to calm the situation. Sources tell me, and Rap Sheet, too much to come back from. And there's a lot of stuff here. I mean, obviously, like, Twitter was having, like, a field day yesterday with all of this stuff, and so, obviously, and the thing, too, I love Chris Tomanson's take on this, like, I like how Chris Tomlinson, I think he's got a little bit of, like, a history with, like, Zimmer, because, like, Zimmer doesn't really seem to, like, have too much patience when Chris Tomlinson asks the question at the pressers, but I absolutely love it. I love it. I wish, like, Chris was the only one asking questions sometimes, because you can just tell, like, there must have been something there, or there's some sort of history there, but anyway, so I'm not going to get into that, but, and he tweeted, Bashaud Breeland, we can jump back to his Twitter, too. He tweeted, "Wow," before that. Yeah, so he hadn't tweeted anything since December 10th, and then 23 hours ago, "Wow." And then if we follow the timeline, I actually liked this because, I mean, the thing is, too, like, our secondary is already a mess. The Vikings secondary is already a mess, and now it's even worse. I mean, yeah, Bashaud Breeland was a mess, sure, but he was starting. So that just proves, like, how little depth and how much of a mess the Vikings defense, especially their secondary, is. So he said, "I want to appreciate the Vikings for the opportunity they gave. No hard feelings, no love lost." I mean, he wrote game, but, and I love how it's a little, like, passive aggressive in there. Like, I want to appreciate. Like, he wants to. Not necessarily saying he appreciates it. I'm sure, this is his way of doing it. But I liked it. Like, hey, you know what? He said no hard feelings, no love lost. It is what it is. And then he retweeted to the Vikings saying that the Vikings had waived cornerback Bashaud Breeland. So some little rumblings just to like follow up with this. The fact that he got cut like 2 days, he's a starter, and he got cut 2 days before a game. And this isn't my original thought. I don't remember who I heard talking about this. It was somebody with like national media, but like obviously, I mean, too, if we just think about it, and we know too, being Vikings fans, we know he's got a personality, right? There's been some stuff going on, like him and Kim Dantzler kind of like getting into it, or they didn't exactly get into it, but it was like Twitter beefing or whatever the kids call it, earlier in this season. Cam Dantzler, I believe, will be now taking his spot. So we'll see how that goes. And I kind of lost my train of thought there. But anyway, so the secondary for the Minnesota Vikings, it just got even worse. So that's great. And a lot of people talking about, too, how Bashaud Breeland, just stinks, not good anyway. Well, he was our starter. So if you're saying he's stinking and whatnot, like that was our starter. So a mess. And there's always Vikings drama. There always is. But so it's just like can't have like a non-busy day when it comes to the purple, I swear. But things, they keep it interesting. And there were some rumblings and speculation that, again, this probably wasn't like the first time something like this had gone down. And it got to the point, too, where Rick Spielman had to step in yesterday at practice. And one notable name that Breeland was kind of like arguing with was Dalvin Cook, apparently. So if you think about it in that instance, too, obviously, the team has more invested in Dalvin Cook. So, like, Breeland, you're a little bit expendable at that point in time. And who knows? He probably already knew that. I mean, he's a grown adult. They're all adults here. So, you make your moves and then you got to deal with it. And, like Breeland said on Twitter, it is what it is. And who knows? He might get picked up by somebody else. But I also saw on Twitter, too, a lot of people are like, good riddance, see you later. Well, I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's kind of why I like the tweet from him, too. Because, like, okay, we say he's a mess. And I've often been critical of him, too. But he was a starter, just got cut. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, now moving on here. So moving on after the Breeland drama. It's like, Breeland, bye, see you later. But, hopefully he finds another team. It is what it is at this point. And, he had his moments, too. So onward and upward for Breeland. Appreciate the time here, right? So, and come tomorrow, we'll see, too, just how much the Vikings are missing him. But apparently, if the altercation was as bad as it was, and him being a starter, possibly something previously kind of maybe building up to this as well, just the Vikings said, see you later. And maybe, too, for the Vikings, like, they don't even care. They don't even care, because on the inside, they know that they're not going anywhere. Like, they know they're never going to admit, like, coaches, Spielman, all of them, like, they already know that they're going nowhere. Like, they may only have, 3 games left? So, what is it? 3 games left, I think? Yeah. It's because we got the Bears, and then the Rams, and then the Evil to the East, and then the Bears again. Yeah, so that's 4. Well, whatever. Anyway, math is hard. Moving on. So, the Vikings could just be like, well, we only have a few games left. We're not going anywhere. And if we do happen to sneak into the playoffs somehow, then we'll see what happens. Anyway, we'll see what happens tomorrow. So finally, 10 minutes later, getting into the pregame here, just covering like 9 minutes on Breeland. Okay. But anyway, so tomorrow, Monday Night Football, woohoo, yay, in Soldier Field in the Windy City. Now, the Vikings, all right, purple, they're obviously sitting at 6-7. We know that, right? I think I can pull this down. I was maybe going to show it a little bit, and then, Vikings are 6-7, the Bears 4-9. So the Bears, obviously, they're their own mess over there in Chicago. Like, is Matt Nagy gonna be the coach tomorrow? Like, do we even know? The coaches for both of these teams, they could lose their job at any point in time, right? I mean, as far as Zimmer goes, I think he's probably gonna ride it out, but you never know. The NFL's weird. The NFL's wild. So again, we shall see what happens. So the nerd notes that I've written down, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a lot of nerd notes written down. I probably am gonna end up spending more time talking about the Breeland situation than the game tomorrow, but we got the whole live stream to watch the game tomorrow. But with the Vikings, again, the history with them going to Chicago, there's weirdness there, but excuse me. Now, one good thing for the Vikings and for Mike Zimmer is his record versus rookie quarterbacks. So the Bears, they will most likely be starting rookie quarterback Justin Fields. So we'll see how he does. Been struggling, but the Bears in general, they've just been on the struggle bus the whole season. And, so have the Vikings too. So, yeah, just saying. And so back to Zimmer versus rookie quarterbacks. Zimmer, since he's been coaching the Vikings, now this is year number 8, he's 7-3 versus rookie quarterbacks. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good statistics. And since 2017, the team, Zimmer's team, is actually 7-1 against rookie quarterbacks. So that all lays out pretty perfectly for the Vikings, doesn't it? But all this drama, it's going to bleed onto the field. I mean, maybe it'll be like a positive for the purple. You never know. They could twist it into like this extra momentum and extra push to try to get into the playoffs. We'll see how it goes. And I did mark down too the Bears' wins that they have had this season. Oh man, the Bears. So they beat the Bengals 20-17. They beat the Lions. Well, they beat the Lions twice. The Vikings can't say that, can they? No. So they beat the Lions twice, 24-14, and then they beat them 16-14. So barely. But you know who lost to the Lions? You know why the Lions only have one victory this season? It's because of the Minnesota Vikings. So I don't even think that's like, I'm not even going to knock on the Bears there. So, and they also beat the Raiders 20-9. Yeah, 4 wins. Now, again, the Vikings, they're 6-7, so they're only like 2 games ahead of the Bears. And the Bears, a complete trash heap, sure. And then everybody talking about the Vikings, like, oh, they're the best team of all these garbage teams. They're all garbage teams. Anyway, now moving to Pizza Ranch Boy, our favorite starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings. Blech. So, anyway, the one that we have to tolerate, in my opinion, hopefully for not much longer. Oh my gosh, what if this is the last 4 games for Cousins being a Minnesota Viking. I doubt it is. Vikings, plural. Whatever. But wouldn't that be exciting? Oh my gosh. We could just soak it up. Like, this is going to be the last of it. It could potentially be the last of Cousins, but we'll see too. Because the Vikings, they're probably going to look out and make it into the playoffs. But we don't know that yet. They got to win some games first. We got some games to win first. Now, so Kirk, Monday Night Football, his record, now we know that he's not good, right? During prime time, especially, a lot of pressure on Kirky boy, but they won during prime time, and he was the quarterback on Thursday versus the Steelers, so that's a little notch, in Kirk's belt there. But on Monday night, Kirk, he is 1-9. 1-9. 1-9 on Monday Night Football. Okay, that's not very good. That's not very good at all. Maybe you'll move to 2-9, maybe tomorrow. Prove it. That's what I'm going to say. Prove it. And that's what I say every time with the Vikings. Like, prove it. Prove that you can get a victory. Like, yeah, you beat the Steelers. You're on a 1-game winning streak. Oh, whoop-de-woo. Also, the week before that, you lost to the Lions again. So just saying, prove it, purple people. Prove it. And I have a lot of like questions in my mind too, just like the team as a whole. Like, do the players do they actually are they going to try to push? Do they think they can do anything in the playoffs? I mean, yeah, we hear some stuff when they talk to the media, and I'm sure there's that drive, but obviously all this other stuff that's been going on, that's been bubbling and brewing underneath the surface. Is it going to be like Yellowstone? At any point in time, somebody could just explode. And Adam Thielen, too, still listed as questionable, so not exactly sure what's going on there. And what's good for the Vikings is that the Bears secondary is also just a complete and utter mess. So could just be a battle of the 2 trash heaps tomorrow. Which trash heap is going to be the smellier one? And that means the one that gets the victory. So we'll have to wait and see. But as far as the Vikings go, I don't think, again, people, I'll just say this one time because I don't need to say it every time. I never thought this team was going anywhere. This entire season leading up, a complete mess, and lo and behold, it's a complete mess. 7-10, probably a record that I figured that the Vikings are gonna end up with, and we shall see. So prove it, purple people, that you want to get the victory. And I don't know, too, as we get closer to the end of the season, the regular season here, I'm just really curious, like, how many Vikings players, like, are really trying to push it, really trying to go for it. And two, the whole thing with Zimmer, like, this is most likely his last year. One never knows, right? If they make a push for the playoffs, but that's kind of what I want to know. Like, are they just kind of coasting right now? Like, Zim's kind of already been told, hey, dude, this is going to be your last year. So he's just kind of feeling a little bit more loosey-goosey now as far as Zim goes, and not trying to end, a complete and utter embarrassment or whatever. I have a lot of questions. And the thing is I'm probably never going to get the answers. It's going to be all speculation and all what I think. And maybe years from now, we're gonna get maybe some like Vikings insider info of like what actually went down behind the scenes. But until then, we can only speculate. So with that being said, tomorrow, who knows? Who the F knows what's gonna happen with this team? But I'm gonna make a little prediction here, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. So I think that, oh man, it's very hard. I've been going back and forth here, I'm going to say that the Bears are going to get the victory tomorrow, 29-28, by 1 point. Let's see what happens. Prove me wrong, purple people. Prove me wrong and get the win, and then get yourself back to a record of 500. So, just saying. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about this game tomorrow? Oh, and one other thing. Oh my gosh, I cannot believe I almost just went all the way past this without mentioning it. So, a former Minnesota Vikings coach, there will be a little reunion tomorrow, and that is John DeFilippo, is offensive coordinator for the Bears, right? Yeah, offensive coordinator. Well, he used to be the offensive coordinator for the Vikings for one short-lived season. Him and Zim didn't get along, so DeFilippo, see you later. So is there going to be any DeFilippo drama within the game tomorrow? Again, we'll have to wait and find out. And that might be some sort of like sneak attack too that the Bears have just with playing against the Vikings, because DeFilippo, not to be confused with the late and great Flip Saunders, but DeFilippo, used to be offensive coordinator for the Purple. Again, it was just one season, but you never know. He also, like John DeFilippo, clearly, most likely, knows what makes Mike Zimmer twitch and tick, So that could be a little something to look out for as well. And with that being said, again, I'm going to repeat myself. Purple people, prove me wrong. Go get the victory tomorrow night in the Windy City at Soldier Field and prove me wrong. But until then, I'm going to say Bears 29, Vikings 28. That'd be a little shock to the system, right? Because the Vikings are supposed to go get it done. But, we've heard that before, right? We've heard that before. So it's like, come over to the realistic realm. Hang out with me if you're not already here. We need the receipts. We say, prove it. Prove it. And until then, we'll just be hanging out over here. But I hope everybody has a great rest of Sunday. I hope to see you on the live stream tomorrow evening. Again, going to try to pop on early get a little bit of the double feature action. But if I don't get on early, I'll be going on about 7 p.m. doing a little planetary pregame too as well. Got to look at the planets and see what's going on there. All right. So everybody, take it easy. Stay safe. Be aggressive. Be aggressive or whatever. Have a great Sunday. Take care. Hopefully, see you tomorrow night. Until then, we can Skol on and enjoy your Sunday fun day. P.S. Mar, hi. Hello to you and Kitty. Miss you both. Hopefully, be able to see you soon. Hopefully here. But hope you're doing well. And obviously, tell Kitty that I say hello. All right, everybody. Take care. And I'll check you on the flip side. Peace out.